I didn't know at the time that it was in drag, but I didn't know if it was a man or a woman. I just knew it was in a wheelchair, and it was talking to me. And I said to myself, holy shit, you're a dwarf in a wheelchair. And she said, my name's Sandy. I work here. And I said to myself, that's some good shit. I said, Sandy, I am looking for my friend Ian. I have lost him. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know how I got here. I don't know how to get home. Have you seen Ian? She says, look for his friend Ian. He's lost his friend. I work here, you know. I work in the bathrooms, making sure nobody does any drugs. Bitch, you're in the wrong industry. Because I'm cracked out, thinking I'm seeing a dwarf in a wheelchair because of that very bathroom. And it's possible I have an STD. Courtesy of that bathroom. At any rate, she says to me, I work in the bathroom making sure nobody does any drugs. Would you like to do some poppers? Now, I don't know if you're familiar with what poppers are, but they used to try to pretend that they were for cleaning VCR heads. You know, they call it video cleaner. But now, nobody has VCRs, so they had to lie about something else that it is. Now, they are allegedly nail polish remover. The reality is that when you're having intense sex, you can sniff it, and you're in another world. I mean, 1, 2, 3 fists, it doesn't matter. It's like a grab bag. Oh, look at that. At any rate, she says, do you want to do some poppers? And I said, I'm thinking to myself, you know, I really don't like poppers. They give me a headache, you know, it's bad news, they smell bad, really. So, but I'm thinking also, like, it's a dwarf in drag, in a wheelchair. Life has already dealt this person a tough hand. You know, I don't want to make her feel rejected, right? So you say, okay, sure, I'll do some poppers, Sandy. But this is where the night went horribly awry. I know you're thinking, okay, you're lost in West Hollywood, cracked out, you don't know where the hell you are, you can't find your friend or your way home. This is where the night went awry. I told you I have a series of bad decisions in my past. Don't judge me. All right, so, the dwarf. Sandy, I'm sorry, if there's any dwarves out here, I don't dislike you at all. We can hang out. You're still on my bucket list. So, the dwarf says to me, you want to do some poppers? I think, sure, why not? Maybe. What I had no idea about, she was a controlling little thing. She reached up with her withered little claw. And I, being extremely high and terribly lazy, instead of going around to her to do her poppers, made a horrible mistake in that I leaned over the railing. She's down there, I'm here. I lean over. She reaches up. Did I mention she has a twitch? As I put the poppers to my nose, or rather, she does, she twitched and splashed about a good half a bottle of poppers in my face, into my nose, into my mouth. And I'm telling you right now, I did what any of you would do if you were bent over a goddamn guard railing, snorting illicit drugs from a midget in a wheelchair. I gasped, stood up, and immediately passed out and rolled down the fucking ramp. It is so humiliating. Being shaken awake by a midget. Or anybody for that matter. For fuck's sake, I woke up at the bottom of that ramp. It was hideous. By the way, I know you like the term little people. I don't know enough of you to really change my lingo. Call me. We'll talk about it. At any rate, I woke up at the bottom of that railing, laid out on her wheelchair ramp, humiliated, shamed. How did this happen to me? Crystal meth. That's how it happened to me. I woke up. Oh my God, what happened? You passed out! Well, I know that. But what's happened since then? And where is Ian? Where is Ian? He's missing. He's missing. Well, nonetheless, I stood up, brushed myself off. When you have done as much drugs as I had done that night, you just don't seem to care. You don't notice that crystal meth has turned you into this individual who's poppers dripping out of your nose, the taste, the acrid taste of poppers in your mouth, burning little rings around your nostrils. No, you don't really notice that, but you do notice, oh, this beat is fierce. Oh yeah, oh my God, this music's so good. Have you seen Ian? Oh God, this music's amazing. And I noticed slowly but surely people began to gravitate towards me because I smelled of poppers. And they made dancing so much easier. They just danced real close and, yeah, that's good. Well, eventually I did find my way out of there. I found my way back out onto Crescent Heights Boulevard in Santa Monica where he lived. Through some strange recollections, I made my way back to his home where I had to pitifully climb over an entire guardrail. He lived in a very nice upscale neighborhood and very nice upscale apartment building where they did not really take very kindly to the fact that I climbed over their rail and climbed up several balconies to get into his place. You can do a lot of shit when you're crapped out, honey. And that makes you very energetic, bitch. I'm gonna climb. I'm a Spider-Man. The music in my head's good. At any rate, that is why, actually, it's one of so many different reasons why I really don't do any drugs anymore. If you do, don't worry. I do judge you, but mostly silently. It's all right. You had an opportunity for the last several minutes to judge me, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you being allowed to come up here. My name is Paul Pratt. Thank you, Nick Leonard, QComedy, for having me.